Has your party been down in the dumps, a little more blah, not pooping out at parties, pardon the pun, all that fun stuff? Well, look no further. This next homebrew subclass is just for you. Welcome back to Dis Idiot Speaks. I am Dis Idiot, and you're listening to me speak. Last week we did the Bard College of Mortis, a subclass dedicated around bringing the dead to life to hear their side of the story. This week, we are talking about the cleric subclass called the Domain in Homebrew 1. This is a subclass for the life domain, apparently. It's got a couple new um, spells to it. So without further ado, let's talk about this coffee cleric. The coffee domain. With a unique mix of healing and combat capabilities, the coffee cleric's powers may be less grandiose than that of other clerics, but they are no less impressive. Adventurers keep long, tiring hours dungeon diving, protecting towns from raiders and stopping the world domination plans of various eldritch beings. Nothing gets a party more motivated than the blessed brews of the coffee cleric. Clerics of this domain can be found in large cities with coffee shops, experimenting with different blends and roasting techniques, at monasteries where they grow their own beans and host lengthy, extravagant taste tests, or traveling with adventuring parties, keeping their fellow adventurers alert and ready for action as they search for new sources of beans and better brewing techniques. Coffee clerics worship at no altar, instead honoring their gods through the stimulating powers of their brews. Coffee clerics are most often dedicated to deities of health and vitality, such as Derzelas, Ziva, Damu, Freyr, Siren, and Jarovit. Coffee clerics may also be dedicates to gods of the arts, making the perfect cup is an art form after all, such as Arubani, Apollo, Lu, and Nunkatakoa, however you pronounce it. A coffee cleric's holy symbol is also the tool of their trade, the coffee maker. Coffee makers vary from region to region and include such varieties as a long-handled sezva, the espresso-making cafeteria, the steeping press, and the Devara tumbler. Coffee domain spells. At first level, they get Quick Fix, one of their new spells, and Heal Wounds, they don't have it as another spell, new spell, but I'm assuming this is Cure Wounds. At third level, they get Create Coffee, another new spell, and Revivify. At fifth level, they get Withdrawal, another, it's another new spell for this subclass, and Scrying. At seventh level, they get another new spell, Stomach Pangs, and Death Ward. And finally, at ninth level, they get Astral Projection and Mass Heal. I think these might be more. No, never mind. Alright. So, the first new spell is Quick Fix, a first level enchantment. Casting time is 1 action, range is 30 feet, components is material, a thimble's worth of coffee, and the duration is 1 hour. You stimulate 2 creatures of your choice within range. Whenever a target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or saving throw. At higher levels, for every 2 spell slots higher than first when you cast this spell, you can roll the next die up from the previous one, i.e. a d6 at third level, a D8 at 5th level, etc. It's a pretty nice spell. A bit weaker than Bless, but I think it goes up well. Next one is Create Coffee, a 3rd level transmutation spell. The casting time is 1 action. The range is 30 feet. The components is verbal, somatic, and material. The material is a handful of coffee grounds, which the spell consumes. And duration is instantaneous. The description is, you brew up some relief or some trouble. You create up to 10 gallons of fresh coffee within range in an open container. Alternatively, the hot coffee falls as rain in a 30-foot cube within range, dealing 2d6 acid damage to any creature within the cube. At higher levels, when you cast this spell using a spell slot of 4th level or higher, you increase the damage by 1d6 for each slot level above 3rd. Cool. I feel like that's similar to Create Water, and it makes sense. I think the only thing would be maybe changing the damage type. Acid seems a bit out there. The next spell is Withdrawal, which they get at 5th level. They get Quick Fix at 1st, which is the minor bless, basically. Create Coffee, which is the variant of Create Water, is at 3rd level. At 5th level, they get Withdrawal, which is a 4th level evocation spell. So at 5th level, they won't be able to cast it yet. But the casting time is 1 action. The range is 60 feet. The components is somatic. And the duration is 6 hours. Description. You inflict exhaustion on any creature within touch. The target suffers disadvantage on ability checks and their attack damage is halved for the duration of the spell. The target may roll a Constitution saving throw. On a successful save, the target instead takes -1 -1 penalty on ability checks. Last is the spell Stomach Pains. This is the new spell list, which they get at 7th level, except this is a 5th level transmutation spell, so they couldn't get it until 9th. And with Withdrawal, they couldn't get it until 7th. Which is, The casting time is 1 action. The range is 30 feet. The components, again, is somatic. The duration here is 8 hours. You drink a cup of coffee and channel the resulting pains brewing in your guts to a new target. Choose up to 3 target creatures. Each target that moves for the first time on a turn must make a Constitution saving throw. The creature takes 10 poison damage on a failed save, or half as much on a successful save. The pain dissipates from each target after 30 damage, for a total of 90 damage. So each creature takes up to 30 damage total. That's when they move. It's kind of like Shield Guardian and mixture of Shield Guardian and Booming Blade, except this is a longer duration, which is nice. Nice flat damage. Alright, so those were the spells. Now on to the subclass features themselves. The domain features. First one is bonus proficiencies. When you choose this domain at 1st level, you gain proficiency with the Herbalism Kit and Finesse weapons. Next up is the Channel Divinity, their new Channel Divinity option, Stay Alert. Starting at 2nd level, you can use your Channel Divinity to keep yourself awake and alert. You commune with your god to brew an especially potent pot of coffee. Any action requiring a long rest can be shortened to a short rest, and any short rest can be foregone. This can be done every other day. Next up is Pick Me Up. Pick Me Up. Beginning at 6th level, you may share your blessed brews with comrades. Up to 4 characters who partake may skip a long rest and recover as if they had taken one. However, the next long rest must be doubled, 16 hours. This can only be done once every 3 days. Next up is Red Eye Divine Strike. At 8th level, you gain the ability to infuse your weapon strikes. Once on each of your turns, when you hit a creature with a weapon attack, you can cause the attack to deal an extra 1d8 acid damage to the target. When you reach 14th level, the extra damage increases to 2d8. The last one is Being Blessed. At 17th level, you receive a guardian from your deity in the form of a coffee-wielding spirit. Once on your turn during combat, you may summon your guardian to cloak you in a divine protective brew. While your blessing is active, you are immune to heat, ice, and acid damage. I believe they mean fire damage and cold damage instead of ice damage and heat damage. This ability is active for 1 round. If activated outside of combat, you gain advantage on perception checks for up to 1 hour. Alright. So that is the Coffee Cleric. Let me see what I think of this. So this is a lot of, this is some more healing, which is nice. I like the story behind it, going all around the coffee, the blessed brew of coffee, reinvigorating, but also taking into account the less fortunate side of things, of maybe getting your anxiety or the withdrawal or the stomach pangs when you're, need to get rid of it. I also like that they have the ability to shorten the rests, but it's not without its demerits. So it gives you, so basically drinking the coffee, you're reinvigorated. You basically heal back up, but the withdrawal means that you need to take a longer rest for the 6th level. So 1st level, you gain herbalism and finesse weapons. That makes sense. At least the herbalism. The finesse weapons, I can see how that would make sense. The stay alert, so you can action required. I'm not sure what it means by any action requiring a long rest. Maybe like spell action or downtime. So you just become more awake, alert, and able to do whatever. Can be done every other day. That's nice. Although this is a channel Divinity only on yourself, it looks like. At 2nd level. It's pretty, I think it's a decent one. It's worded a bit weirdly, but that's fine. Next up is the Pick Me Up. Up to 4 characters. You can skip a long rest and recover as if they had taken one. And they can only be done once every 3 days. And their next long rest needs to be 16 hours. I like that. means that if you're dungeon delving or there's a time constraint that you need to go somewhere to take care of something, you can do that so that all of you are, or most of you, if you have a larger party, um, have been long rested without taking one. And but the detriment is that the next one you just nap forever, um, which makes sense, and it can only be done once every 3 days, which also is a nice balancing act. Red Eye Divine Strike, so you add acid damage. Basically, I'm guessing it's just the coffee on your on your rapier, and you're just like skewer, and the coffee does not mix well with blood, I guess. I don't know. You can do it or whatever. That's nice because it's kind of similar to like Forge Domain. I believe they have a 1d8 of fire, or Trickery Domain where they have like a 1d8 of poison. The Being Blessed is a pretty fun one because it helps you. So once on your turn during combat. So I think it's maybe once per turn, and it doesn't look like it takes an action, a bonus action, or anything, which is a bit overpowered. Although you only become immune to fire damage, cold damage, and acid damage, which those are decently common damages, but at the 17th level, you might not encounter them as much. And then if it's out of combat, you gain advantage on perception checks. So it means this coffee wielding spirit, the coffee, invigorates you out of combat, and in combat it just like protects you, shrouds you in a protective brew. That's fun. I like yeah. The spells themselves, I think they're pretty good. They're a bit, I feel like they're kind of tweaks of regular official spells. Um, and yeah, silence. So that is the Coffee Cleric. The link will be in the description. This I found from DM's Guild. It was a free. I will put the link in there. Think it might be pay what you want. If you really enjoyed this subclass, I'd suggest you paying however little to support the creator of this domain, um, December Kukadu, who is the writer and editor. So that you can support them and show them that you enjoy this subclass. If I get enough money, I'll make sure that I'm gonna support the ones that I've gotten. Yeah. Again, if you enjoy this video, thought it was insightful, feel free to like it, comment on it, share it with your friends if you really liked it. If you absolutely hated it, share it with your enemies or those you are annoyed with, just so that you can annoy them with it. That was the Coffee Cleric. Next week, we will be doing Druid Circles. This one is called the Druid Circle of the Village. So it sounds more of an urban druid, which should be an interesting subclass. Oh, Yeah. Things are out of whack here because I forgot to say anything about if does it work with a class. I think it works with a class. Is it similar or too similar to another official class? I don't think it is. It is. No. It says it's a subclass of the life domain, but I feel like it's enough of a departure from that it's its own thing. I do like it. It's a different theme than the ones we have been going through, like the dark of like necromancy and the epicness of um, you the epicness of infusing yourself with these powerful crystals from the elemental plane of Earth. He's my kitty. He's my kitty. Another cameo. What do you know? Yeah? Here, let me. Just cutie. Okay, bye. Yeah. Do I like it? Yes, I do like it. What I would change is, again, a little bit of grammar. I might. Let's see. Hi. Um, yeah, a little bit of grammar. Um, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think just grammar and rearranging the spell, maybe not spell levels, but yeah, maybe the spell levels just a little bit. Because Quick Fix is a first level, so you can do that at first level. Create Coffee is a third level spell at third level cleric, meaning you can't cast it yet. Same with Withdrawal and Stomach Pangs. So I don't know if it would be maybe bump those up some, but then you don't. Well, maybe it's supposed to be cleric spell level because I believe Revivify is third level, Scrying is fourth level, and Death Ward is seventh level. So I think they might have been a bit confused with that, I believe. I am not entirely sure. Again, thank you for watching this whole thing. Was a bit out of sorts, which is weird. Let's see here. Yeah, I'm glad. I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please like it, comment on it. If you wanted to, just subscribe so you get that notification bell so you can know when I do it. I will make sure to be doing it on these days. And looking forward to reading your comments and commenting back, talking to me. Yeah. See you later. Bye. Hi, Darcy. Okay.